My sister won't stop acting like a baby. Am I the a-hole for telling my sister to stop using nonsense baby talk? My 34 sister, 27, Alana has always been somewhat infantile, but in the last year, she stepped up her game in the category of nonsense baby talk. She was seeing a guy last year who liked it, which might be why, but it's every second sentence, and it's driving me nuts. Some examples: she arrived at my house and asked if she could put some juice in the fridge. Turned out she wanted to put juice in my fridge. On seeing my 6-month-old crying, she loudly said, "Oh no, don't cry." And she's asked if we have any ice in the freezer. You get the idea. It's endless and very annoying. My older sister, 35, Est and I have chosen to combat this by pretending we don't know what she means until she says it correctly. My mum does nothing about it, as Alana is the youngest and always babied a bit. Mum has even translated the baby talk for me and Est when we are pretending we don't understand. Anyway. Yesterday Alana was at my house for my birthday, and the baby talk was dialed up to 100. We had a giant cookie for a cake, and later in the evening, Alana handed my husband a plate and requested a slice of the cake of cooks, a slice of cookie cake. This was too much for me, and I told her to stop with the made-up words. She replied, "But it's cute." I informed her it was not cute and asked her to cut it out. She refused and told me I can do whatever I want and nobody can tell me what to do, or something along those lines, to which my mum agreed. I then said that she had to make sure not to use the nonsense words in front of my 6-month-old, as I wanted her to learn the right words, which was really just an excuse to stop her from doing it. Alana pointed out that Est uses made-up words with her 2-year-old. Est says tummer instead of tummy, but that's the only one she could think of. I said that what Est does with her daughter is irrelevant because I'm the one asking Alana to stop. When my husband reappeared with the cake, I refused to let Alana have it until she asked for it properly. She gave me a death glare but did ask properly, albeit sulkily. Am I the a-hole is twofold here. Was I the jerk to withhold the cake until she asked for it like a grown-up? And was I TA for telling her to stop talking nonsense in the first place? She is, after all, a fully grown adult who can do what she likes, but I honestly can't tell you how irritating it is to hear nonsense talk all the time from a 27-year-old woman, and she had dialed it up to 11 for some reason. My mum agreed with Alana, obviously. Est wasn't there but agreed with me when she was told what happened, as did my husband. I'd love to put my foot down and tell her to cut it out every time, but I need the judgment on Reddit for this, as I don't know if I'm blinded to my unreasonableness by how annoying it is. My sister won't stop acting like a baby. I got my chance to confront Alana on Saturday evening when Alana and my mum came over for another round of Jackbox, and Alana asked me if I liked her new jump. I replied, "You're what?" And she leveled me with a slightly smug, unblinking stare. My mum jumps in and tells me she means her jumper, and Alana interrupts her, saying she knows what I mean. I can say jump if I like. Clearly, she had decided to double down, but I had my Reddit voices in my ear and I was prepared. I asked her to stop talking in nonsense words, and she told me that it's a thing that all millennials do, and I needed to get over it, and said that I do it too, and gave Prosecco as an example, Prosecco. I disagreed, then told her that I'd been Googling it. Translation: I've asked a bunch of Redditors, and that it had made me wonder if she was doing it as a reaction to no longer being the youngest in the family. She was very affronted by this, telling me she had been doing it way longer than the arrival of the kids. I said that she had been doing it much more recently. My mum agreed with me. Alana looked livid at this and kept spluttering that it wasn't the case. I then said that in my Google, Reddit, research I'd read that it could be a comfort for anxiety and asked her if this is what it was. She seemed very annoyed about my trying to diagnose her or make it into an issue. In my opinion, she was trying to be cute and funny, and I was ruining it with my concern for her well-being. She told me that I was very weird for thinking it's a big deal and for Googling it, and I said I was doing this because she's far too old to be talking like a Yoda baby. I then said that if it wasn't a reaction to anxiety, could she please stop, because it annoys me a lot and I don't want to be annoyed when I hang out with her. She stared at me in silence for a good 20 seconds. I could see her brain whirring as she tried to calculate a reason to say no, but in the end, my mum quietly interjected with, "That's a reasonable request, isn't it?" And Alana gave a hefty, defeated sigh, and said, "Fine." I said, "Thank you," and we swiftly moved on.